today we've got another Samsung Smart Remote controller for Samsung TVs. Now the problem with this one is this button has got stuck, and it's getting stuck because I think it's lots of presses with sticky fingers while eating your dinner at night. Yeah, so if you look at this one, I don't know, you won't be able to hear the click, but you can see it's a very positive push down, push up. No problem with that. With this one, it gets stuck down, and you have to do that to get it to come back up again. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this apart, and we're going to try and resolve this issue around that button and clean up any other mess that we can find. So if you watched any of my other videos, the first thing that we're going to have to do is to take this apart. So I need to push this bit of plastic down here. It's a bit tricky, but now we can open the case. And this time, this is what we didn't do on the last ones. I'm going to take the batteries out this time. And also we're going to open the case up. In order to open the case, the first thing we need to do is to take out these tiny little 4 screws here, so I'm going to do that. So we're going to take these out. I hope this works again after I take this apart, because if it doesn't, I'm not going to be able to watch TV tonight. At least not with this controller. It'll have to be one of the old Samsung box type controllers, which don't really work so well with a smart TV. So let's take this off. These really aren't the best controllers to repair, to be honest with you. It is possible that we might have been able to cure this by just putting some isopropyl alcohol around the top here, dissolve the grease. So let's get on with it and see if we can pull this thing apart. So in order to get it apart, we have to unclip this case, and it means prising this apart. That was broken already there, so that's nothing to worry about here, but you've got to be careful, obviously. What you really need is a spudger, but I don't have one at the moment, so I'm just going to hope for the best and try and clean this up. Okay, this is being a pain at the moment for some reason. There we go. So that's off the top. All I need to do probably is to clean this, maybe. So let's see if the button is still. Yeah, it's not coming up. It hasn't got the same positive response. No, so it's not the lid that's causing the problem. So we do need to actually take it apart. So we've got that off now. So that's kind of okay. So that will be all right. But we need to split this now. Okay, so do the same thing on the other side. So you get underneath these tabs by the looks of it, and just flip it open. So that should then come away, hopefully. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So let's take that little spring out that sits in there, and this is just tape over the batteries. So I'm going to pull that off at the moment. And we can take a look there, and then just remove this from there. And this is where the button pushes down. So let's see. So if we feel any of these other ones, it's a nice positive click. You can't hear it, but I can, and it's a nice strong positive feedback there. I think that one is too, so I think that is okay, but possibly it's going to be the button there and how that interacts with the hole. Okay, so I'm guessing that the problem is dirt around this, around the bottom, and also dirt around here as well. So we're going to clean that up with some isopropyl alcohol, and what I'll do, I'll zoom in a bit so that you can see what I'm doing a bit better. So the challenge for me here is to be able to keep an eye on what's going on here and not actually get this coming out of view. So I'm going to clean this up here. If you don't have isopropyl alcohol, then some window cleaner solution will do. So this is isopropyl alcohol, isopropanol. And what we should need to do really is to just clean this up. And then the same with the button. And on here, I just want to clean this up. So that's clean now. Also going to clean inside the case. So that's back in there. Okay, so it's now time to fit this flexible substrate for the key depressions, so that it's got these bouncy little sort of rubbery things that press down. And once we got that located in there nicely, then we can add the circuit board, the brains of the controller, back in and get that located on top of that, and position these little battery terminals. So the one on the top is the positive terminal, and the one at the bottom is the negative terminal. What we need to do is to fit a connector between the two batteries so that it puts them in series. So the bottom one is the negative side of the battery, that will be the flat part. Top part is the positive side, and then there's a connector strip which will go down to the bottom of the other battery, pointing in the same direction as the other one, and that will link the two together. So what I'm going to try and do is flip this over now and locate this on the bottom part, which is easier said than done. Snap it together. And then we should be able to put these back in. Well, hopefully, I don't know if you can see the little red light. You could see a small red light coming up when I press now. And if that works properly, you should see this come on, which is the sticky one, which is no longer sticky. So every time I press it, I get something. Right, so that appears to be working. So all we need to do now is to put the 4 screws back in, and yeah, and then put the case back on, and we're done. So let's do that. Let's get it all done. So this is fixed now and perfectly working. So we'll be able to happily watch the television tonight and not worry about that button having to do that in order to get the button to pop out. So best thing to do is not use this while you're eating your dinner, if you do that sort of thing. And yes, you should be fine. So voila. So that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. And if you did, please drop me a like. If you haven't already subscribed, please do that and then drop me a like. That would be really great. And until next time, have a great week.